Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. I am your host and energy alchemist, Patricia Earl Wolfson. I'm an intuitive coach and an energy healer, a wife and a mom to 3 boys, and it is my mission to teach you how to, number 1, calibrate your energy, number 2, how to integrate self-care into easy, doable steps, and number 3, how to shine your light in the world in your own unique way. And I'm so excited to be here and do this with you. All right, today we are going to have a little chat about the path of least resistance and how it's not about taking the easy route at all. It is more about momentum, okay? It is all about momentum. It is about like water flowing, right? And the water flows and it just keeps going no matter what's in its path. It sometimes goes over, it sometimes goes around, it sometimes goes under, depending on what's going on, right? But the water continues to flow. It doesn't stop, right? And this is what we need to do. We need to get ourselves into the flow so that we don't stop. And the path of least resistance is the one that keeps us moving. So we're going to talk a lot more about that in depth, but let's begin our Me First Morning ritual and just get ourselves set up and centered for the day. So what we're doing here is we're going to take exactly three deep breaths. And this is an opportunity for us to clear our channel, okay? And this is what we're doing with our deep breaths we're taking in. We're using the power of the healing light that the universe has to offer us, and we're just going to break apart any sort of dense or heavy energy, and that's how we're going to clear our channel. We're also going to connect with spirit, and we are going to charge ourselves up for the day. Really what we're doing is calibrating our energy, right? And we are calibrating to our GPS word. For those of you who don't know what the GPS word is or what I'm talking about, well, then you can go ahead and just download your free GPS workbook. And this has several questions. It's a few pages. Just go through it. It's very personal. Well, it will be personal for you because you will be answering it from your perspective. And so what you need to do is just go through the questions, answer them as honestly as possible. And what it will help you do is to create your own GPS word or phrase. It's going to help you to get basically an anchor word. And that anchor is going to be what you use each and every day to input into your GPS system, right? So it's like are you looking for peace? You're looking for abundance, you're looking for freedom, you're looking for spaciousness, you're looking for connection. Whatever it is that you are looking for, you have to set that intention in each and every day. And when you connect with that anchor word or phrase or that feeling, because it's really about the feeling, when you are able to capture that feeling and create that feeling as much as possible in your life, well then, you have the momentum for that feeling. You are in the frequency of that feeling. And once you're in the frequency of that feeling, everything in that frequency opens up to you. So if it's abundance that you're looking for, if you can tap into the abundance frequency, well, everything that exists within the abundance frequency will be available to you, even if you don't see it right away, because you can feel abundance in love, of course, and feel separate from the abundance of finances or money. But this is a way for you to bring abundance into your life each and every day. And as you focus on bringing abundance into your life and you bring that GPS word and you make it present in your life each and every day, well, then you are continuing to make choices that connect with abundance. And if you make your choices in connection with abundance as much as humanly possible, guess what? You are creating abundance in your life. And we're going to talk about today how to find the path of least resistance to connecting to whatever your GPS word is. Okay, so let us set our intentions first, and then you can use that word when we're talking a little bit about that path of least resistance. All right. So I'm going to light my candle. For those of you who have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go to YouTube and Jumpstart for Change and subscribe right there. Just like ding that notification bell, smash that subscribe button, and spread the word to anyone who you might think might benefit from the Me First Morning show, from any of the speeches, lectures, sermons, Oh, that all sounded kind of negative, right? That all had a little bit of a negative connotation, like I'm trying to yell at you. I'm not. I'm trying to support you and give you some information, and I hope you enjoy it. All right. So, and if you do enjoy it and you think others might enjoy it, then you can spread the word. That would be awesome. All right, here we go. I've lit the candle. I'm going to put on some essential oils, and we are going to take 3 deep breaths together. As I said, the whole purpose of this is for us to, clear our vessel, right, which is our body. This vessel that we have is the housing for our spirit. So nice. Okay. I like to put it in my hair because it makes my hair smell nice. All right, here we go. There. All right, I'm going to grab onto my clear quartz crystals. Here we go, clear quartz. You don't have to use crystals. You don't have to use clear quartz. You can simply put your hands on your lap, facing down or facing up, or in a mudra, whatever you feel connected to, because this is Me First Mornings, of course. And although I'm showing you what I like to do in the mornings to set my, to ground myself, to center myself, to call in my intentions and to ask for support, you can figure out what works best for you. So anything that I introduce you to, if it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Just modify it, change it, or adapt it according to your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, whatever it is that makes you feel connected to this experience. Okay? All right, here we go. So we're going to do 3 deep breaths. And what I want you to do is imagine that the first deep breath you take, I want you to just open up the top of your head, and you're going to allow this area to be open to receive the love and light that comes from the heavens. So we are calling in liquid sunshine. Just let it pour into your head, all of that beautiful, loving, healing light. Let it enter your body, filling your body with light, and it's just going to break apart and dissipate any stuck, stagnant, or dense energy in your body. This is how we're going to help clear your vessel to receive the messages that your spiritual support team is just waiting to give you, okay? So we're going to clear that channel with this first deep breath, allowing that loving light, that loving, powerful, life force energy light to enter into your body and permeate every single cell with its love, with its light, and with its power. All right, here we go. Deep breath in. And hold. And release. Beautiful. Now make sure that your feet are well planted on the ground. And with this next deep breath, I want you to imagine that your feet, on the ground, are being charged by the Earth's energy. So this life force energy, the same life force energy that assists those flowers and buds to break through the earth and grow and bloom and blossom. This is the same energy that you are allowing to come up through your feet, and you can imagine them as roots coming up through your feet, through your legs, and just branching out into every part of your body, making you feel grounded and centered and supported by the earth. Okay, so let's do that right now. You're going to hold your breath for about 5 seconds, and then when you release it, you are going to release any and all things that no longer serve you on this new path that you are on. All right, here we go. Deep breath in. And hold. And release. Beautiful. And now for the last and final breath, I want you to focus on expanding your capacity to bring in as much breath as possible. Pull in as much life force energy as possible. I want you to open yourself up to receiving all of the beauty from the heavens and from the earth. We are made of stardust and we are made of earth dust, otherwise known as dirt. All right. And so we are calling in all that we are made of to charge us up up, and I want you to literally imagine sort of the lights, the charging lights beside you going boop, 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 boop. As you take this final breath with me, hopefully not final breath, all right? I want you to take that breath in and really feel the power of life, okay? Feel the power of energy. Feel the power of love, and fill yourself up with that love and light to get you fueled and ready for the day to take on any challenges that might come your way. All right, here we go. Deep breath in and hold and release. Whew, that was good. All right, now let's do a little stretching. Okay, I like to stretch my neck. That's where a lot of my tension is. I don't know where you hold your tension, but that would be where you could focus right now. Oh, yes. Ooh, did you hear that back cracking? Oh, my goodness. It's a cracking. All right, here we go. There we go. Okay. And shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Beautiful. Okay. So now let's set our intention. So as I said before, if you have not yet downloaded your free GPS workbook, you can go ahead and do that now. You obviously aren't going to be able to answer the questions in the time that it's going to take us to begin this Me First morning prayer, where we ask for support from our spiritual support team to help us embody our intentions for the day. So you can just think of whatever intentions you want for the day right now. Just what's the thing that you want to capture in your day? And I really would like you to focus on the feeling if possible. How do you want to feel today? Do you want to feel relaxed? Do you want to feel accomplished? Do you want to feel productive? Do you want to feel spacious? Do you want to feel connected? Do you want to feel miraculous? Do you want to feel adventurous? I don't know. Whatever word comes up for you, how you want to feel. And if it's hard for you to figure out how you want to feel, maybe think about how you're feeling right now and where you're feeling anger or discomfort, and really think about that right now, and think about, what is not working for you, or how it is that you're feeling that you don't want to feel anymore, right? Because sometimes we have these, this weight or this heaviness, right? And certainly it's been a heavy couple of years. And I would say even the last couple of weeks have felt really, really heavy. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of transformation, a lot of transition in our lives individually, and of course on a very global scale as well. And so we feel everything that's going on a global scale, because of course we're all connected, even though we may not see that and we may feel separate for everyone around us, but we are connected. So anything that's going on in any part of the world, we do feel that, especially, if it's stuff that we are paying attention to, whether it be, the war or some other stuff that's going on. So I want you to just really think about, maybe if you're feeling anxious about, what might be happening with the war, for example, I'm using that, so then you might want to feel peace. And so the word that you may choose for your GPS may be peace, so that way you can intend to feel peace, to create peace, and to bring peace into your life as much as possible. And what you do for yourself will in fact affect the collective, whether you realize it or not. What you do in your own individual bubble will actually affect the collective, because whatever you do affects, of course, the people that you love, people in your household, probably your friends and family and extended community, right? And so if everybody to your community gets affected by what you do, then it continues to flow outward, where, if I positively affect a friend or a neighbor, then that person may be inspired to positively affect somebody else, and so on and so forth, until we have people sort of paying that kindness forward, or at least being in the energy of kindness, being in the energy of love, being in the energy of support. If you can be in that energy, then it is encouraging and motivating for others to also be in that energy, because if they are connecting with you, they may be more inclined to, raise their vibration, because, the higher the vibration, sort of, which is the vibration that's closest to love and to light, you have the power to lift other people up. And when you lift other people up, you're raising their vibration. Therefore, and thereby affecting the vibration of the planet. All right, so that's how that energy thing works, and why what you do for yourself and for your family matters to all of us. It is your own personal responsibility to make sure that you are positively contributing to yourself, to your life, and to the planet, right? That's your responsibility. And that's one of the reasons why I focus so much on calibrating energy. Because when your energy is calibrated to love, when your energy is calibrated to compassion, when your energy is calibrated even to happiness or, to fulfillment, well, then that's one more person on the planet that has that calibration. And then you can, like I said, affect those people around you who may want to calibrate to where you are now because they see that you are the evidence that it is possible to be calibrated to something that feels better than maybe what they feel like right now. So that's our goal. Okay, so here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Let's say our little prayer together. So set your GPS word, think about it in your head, and let's do this. Okay. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of love and light connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Whew, feeling good, feeling good. Thank you so much for joining me. Now let's pull a card. All right. I've been pulling from the Keepers of the Light deck by Kyle Gray, and I'd like to do that again today. Maybe tomorrow I'll switch it up and use a different deck. Oh, and don't forget, tomorrow is Fun Friday, which means I'm pulling cards for whoever shows up live. So let me know if you're free to join me tomorrow. All you got to do is show up and comment, drop an emoji and let me know that you want me to pull a card for you. And as long as I have time, I usually pull for everybody who is asking. So I would love for you to join me tomorrow. All right. And while I'm shuffling these cards, don't forget to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to Jumpstart for Change and smash that subscribe button and ding that notification bell because I want some more subscribers, people. Come on. All right, here we go. So I'm shuffling these cards and we're going to talk about resistance. Okay, so I got this quote on Wikipedia and I want to share it. The path of least resistance is the physical or metaphorical pathway that provides the least resistance to forward motion by a given object or entity among a set of alternative paths. Okay, that sounds like, that's pretty clear, I think, but it may sound a little muddy. So let's talk about it, right? The path of least resistance. In the world of law of attraction, if you listen to Abraham Hicks at all, they talk a lot about the path of least resistance, right? And so here is the little secret behind the path of least resistance, at least how it's been explained through Abraham Hicks and various channels that I've listened to, but specifically Abraham Hicks. But I'm going to translate it and give you my own sort of explanation of it, the way that it has made sense to me. So I look at the path of least resistance sometimes as going through the back door, right? So sometimes when you're like going through the back door, I'm thinking like the actual example is, sometimes you like go into a place and it looks really daunting and the entrance is like big and you're like, wow, do I belong here or whatever? But then, you have a friend who kind of works inside and they're like, hey, don't bother coming this way. Come through the back door. And there you feel more comfortable. You feel a little safer. You don't feel like you're kind of on display and really risking as much when you walk through like the front door of a place that, maybe feels a little out of your league to be in, right? But if you go through the back door, you're like, I got a friend. I can kind of slip in unnoticed, right? So that is energetically what we're trying to accomplish sometimes with the path of least least resistance. And what I mean by that is we ask for things, right? And you'll find yourself asking, spirit or your spiritual support team for things and saying, I really want this. Now, let's say that what you're looking for is to expand your business and you really just want more clients. You want to, create more impact. And so you say, okay, universe, I want more clients. I want to, I really want to scale my business, for example, or I want to meet new people. But maybe it's kind of like a daunting thing. And so let's say you have a business coach and your business coach says, oh, you have to start networking or, you have to start, reaching out to people in their DMs. Don't do that. Or, whatever advice you get. And the idea of what needs to be done may be very daunting, right? And so you want to do it and you think you should do it because you've been told to do it, but you're resisting doing it because something about it, either you're uncomfortable doing it or you don't feel ready to do it, or it's just kind of scary. Or maybe it's not even for you. Maybe it's a suggestion that somebody made and that's not how you do business. Like, for example, I know a lot of people who work in, online businesses are urged to reach out to people in their DMs and begin forming relationships that way. But most of them actually don't form much of a relationship. They just kind of reach out to you and be like, hey, you want to buy from me or whatever? Or, do you have a problem with such and such? I can help you. And that's not how you build a relationship. But anyway, so in a case like that, for example, it's clear to me why you might be resistant to approaching, potential clients using that method because it doesn't come naturally to you. It's uncomfortable. So what do? Well, some people in the industry may say, well, you have to step out of your comfort zone, do things that make you uncomfortable. So you just have to go ahead and do what you've been told to do. And I completely agree. You absolutely have to do things that are outside of your comfort zone and push yourself beyond, right, where you're comfortable, because that's how you can expand and grow. However, when you're feeling real resistance, right, and it doesn't matter whether the resistance is because it's out of alignment for you, or you're feeling resistance because you're scared, even though it's the right thing for you to do, or you're feeling resistance because you're just not clear on the timing, or you're not ready to pull the trigger on it, or whatever the situation may be. The point is this: you need to respect the resistance, right? And what I mean by respecting the resistance is you have to acknowledge that it's there and be like, whoa, I'm hesitating here. I'm not ready to take this step for whatever reason. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel ashamed. Don't start saying like, oh, I'm not deserving or worthy of all these things because I can't seem to get my shit together and do what I'm supposed to do. All right. Instead of attacking yourself, that resistance exists because you don't feel safe doing whatever it is that you are required to do, right? You're not feeling safe to take that step. So of course you're resisting because your ego, that part of you that keeps you safe from harm, is saying, nope, something about that. I'm not comfortable with this. I don't know what the outcome of this is. I am not ready to do that. And we've been told, go against that instinct, go against that and just power through and just do it and all that stuff. And that's okay. If that works for you, and if that's a method that has worked for you, or is something that you've seen results with, then you go ahead and do that. But if you're more in the camp of, I feel this resistance, and instead of taking action, you just sit there and beat yourself up and talk about how you're not deserving of success, or you're a terrible person, or, you are never going to accomplish it because people like you just don't get that, don't achieve their dreams, or it's not something that you think is possible for you because of your resistance. Well, then this is something that I hope will help you on your journey. So the idea of the path of least resistance is to find a way that you can get to where you want without heading through, as my example was in the beginning, without going through the front door. Sometimes the front door is scary. Sometimes the straight ahead way that people are suggesting you go, making a cold call, showing up, being vulnerable. Maybe that's not something that you're ready for, or you're able to do right now. And that's okay. Instead of beating yourself up, you got to figure out what does feel good to do right now. And I won't go into it too much because, I could talk about this literally for hours. Because it's a really dense topic, right? But the idea is that what you want to do is you want to just get moving. So even if it is something that seems on the surface to not be connected to your goals, whatever gets you moving is the choice that you make in a situation like this. That is the path of least resistance. So I'll give you an example. You have a ton of things to do, right? And you have like a phone call that you have to make. Like there's a phone call that you are avoiding. And you guys know my whole ABCs, right? You got to take an action you're avoiding once a day. I should probably refresh your minds on that. But anyway, that's not today's topic. So you have this call that you need to make, right? And so you don't want to make it. And so what do? You're just kind of like, I don't want to make this call. And so you start doing other things, right? Well, maybe you start, taking care of some things that are on your list. And that's what I call actually productive procrastination, right? So it's like the thing that you want to do or the thing that you feel you should be doing, which is making the phone call, you don't want to do. So in avoidance of that, you start being productive with other things you've been kind of avoiding, right? But that feel easier than that phone call, right? So that's your productive procrastination. Procrastination, of course, I use, because I happen to like using that word, but it's not really procrastination. It is just, procrastination is just avoiding, right? It's avoiding because you are unclear and unsure of your next move. That's when we procrastinate, is when we are unclear or unsure of what the next best thing to do is. So all you need to do is focus on the next best thing, right? So for example, you got to make this phone call, but you're not ready to make that phone call. So what else do? You do something else on your list. You don't sit down. You don't kind of like, what do I do? What do I do? Because that gets you lost in that stuckness, right? And then in that overwhelm because you can't make the decision. So the first thing you do when you're feeling that is do the first thing that feels easy to do, right? Whatever feels easy to do. Maybe, you clean up the kitchen. Maybe you have a quick email to write to somebody and it's going to take you no time to do it and it's not someone that you feel resistant to reaching out to. Maybe you write a little paragraph giving a summary of whatever it is that you need to do, right? And when you start to create these little steps and you start to take these steps, you are creating a path, right? And this is the path of least resistance because it is a path that is creating momentum. Even if that path is not obviously taking you to where you need to go. Now, when I say obviously is because we start to like question and, beat ourselves up for not doing the thing that we're avoiding, right? So we're taking these steps, but we're like, I'm still not doing anything. I'm still not productive. I'm still like, at the end of the day, if you don't do that phone call that you're waiting for, you're beating yourself up and staying like, I did nothing today, no matter how many things you actually accomplished. So what I encourage you to do is to start approaching things from that, taking one step at a time and creating the momentum. And then you try to make the phone call. Like once you feel like your day is sort of getting into the groove and you feel like you've gotten into a flow and you're feeling confident about accomplishing things, because that's really what it comes down to. It's about you feeling confident to continue accomplishing things. So once you are in that flow, then you will be more prepared to make that phone call, because it won't be like a cold call out of nowhere. It'll be after accomplishing this and accomplishing this and accomplishing this and accomplishing this. And then you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I did so many things. Now I'm doing it, right? So that's one way to get to the path of least resistance. Another way is your spiritual support team is always listening, right? They know how to get you what you want, right? And so that's why it's so important to connect with your intuition and to listen to your intuition and to act on your intuition. Because sometimes, there's let's just say there's this phone call you have to make, right? But you're avoiding the phone call, but you're connecting with your intuition. You're like, you know what I need? I need to go get a coffee. That's what I need. And so off you do. You go into the car, you take off to the coffee shop, and you find yourself in the line, and you're ordering your coffee. So you get your coffee, you sit down, and then all of a sudden, guess what? You see a friend. That friend shows up, and you're like, hey, come have coffee with me. You sit down, you start chatting. The next thing you know, this friend has a connection to the person that you need to reach out to, right? And not only do they have a connection to that person that you need to reach out to, is that they give you advice on how to approach this person, so that when you write your email or make your phone call, you are prepared. So then you can create safety around making this phone call, or create safety around, doing what you need to do, because you feel clear and confident that that step is going to be done in a way that is in an alignment with what you need, right? Because now you've gotten information. So now you didn't go to the coffee shop with the intention to make the phone call. You went to the coffee shop because something told you, you know what, I'm going to go to the coffee shop right now. That's you tuning into your intuition. And of course, when things like that happen, it opens it up for your spiritual support team to connect you with ways to get you what you want. Now, sometimes it's not always that quick, where it's like, I feel like going for a coffee. And then you get there and you're like, oh, the person that's going to connect me with the person I've been trying to call. It doesn't always happen that quickly, although it can. Sometimes it's a little bit more, it takes a little bit more of a meandering route to get there. But the point is, you're always on your way there. You are always, if you're listening to your intuition and you are being guided by your GPS word, you will eventually get to what you want. And you will get there in a way that is fun and easy, because you are following the things that feel easy for you, right? So when you think okay, this feels hard, but what would make that easier, or what would feel easier? And so you take that route. You know what? It feels easier for me to do this first. And then once you do that, you open up, right, your energy. You sort of raise your frequency, because when you're feeling unprepared or unclear or unsure, your frequency is lower, of course, because you're in this stop start kind of feeling. But when you are accomplishing, when you're doing things, you get into the flow, your energy goes higher and higher, and you can approach things from that frequency. And when you're approaching things from that frequency, the effect that it has and the results that you get are much more powerful, and they will happen much quicker, and you're going to have a lot more fun on the journey. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say about this, because I'm getting all caught up in my conversation as usual, and I want to know what exactly is the best way to go through this. All right, this is no surprise. Look at this. Archangel Michael is the card that we pulled up. All right, trusting heaven. Here we go. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. First of all, Archangel Michael is one of my favorite archangels, probably the favorite of most people, or at least the most well-known, and he is the protector, right? And this is perfect that this card would show up, because when we're talking about resistance, the resistance that we feel is always connected to fear. Always, always, always. And Archangel Michael is the protector. So he takes his sword and he slashes fear. And you can call on him and ask him to come and help you slash the fear, so that you can feel less resistance and move forward with clarity and confidence. But in the meantime, you can ask for support in that way, but you can also ask for his support in guiding you to that path of least resistance, in giving you the love and support that you need, so that you can see the path ahead of you with less tension, with less overwhelm, with less anxiety, right? Knowing that you have Archangel Michael beside you, guiding you the whole way. I always say that you are divinely guided and protected, and it is no different when you are pursuing your dreams or you are on your personal mission, right? And that personal mission, it can feel hard. It can feel heavy. The journey on the way there is filled with, challenges and detours and, traffic jams, if we're going to use the, car analogy, right? but you still have to keep going. And so this card, Archangel Michael, is saying, trust that heaven has your back. Trust that you are being led in the direction that you need to go. And when you tune into your intuition and stay connected to your spiritual support team, they will always be leading you to where you want to go. And when you develop that trust and you can completely surrender your path to whatever feels most connected, right? And you can trust in the flow, you will see that things will continue moving and all roads lead back to what you want. Okay. Hola, good morning, so nice to see you. Thank you for coming. All right, so Archangel Michael is with you, and I am with you. Peace be with you. And I hope you have a lovely day. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to Jumpstart for Change and smash that subscribe button and ding that notification bell. And meet me here tomorrow. I'm here every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. I'll see you